Cadillac
Dude,
GTS.
I can really see you in one of those. You got to get yourself a nice sled.
Yeah.
I think it's, furthermore, I think it's good for your business.
I think it is too. It's great for branding, Bill.
It is. It's great for branding. I've learned stuff being with you. Like that car, that is you. And people are going to, and this is another thing too. You can't hate on somebody that has that fucking car. You just can't. Like if you had like, if you're the Machine and, I'm inner tubing and I'm blah, 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 blah. And then you had like a S550 AMG. It's like, it's just a character.
It's just a character. He's
Yeah.
not the guy.
No, like I could see you stepping out of that Boss Hog mobile. Big time. Big time. I want to see it. I get so much joy out of my friends getting cool cars, old cars, new cars. I love cars so much. I get like, Dean was great because Dean would always be going through motorcycles and cars and shit. It was always fun to see him. Rogan with all of his, the ones that he does. He's got excellent taste in cars.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always get like, I tell so many people that. It's like, why don't you just go get a car from like the 80s and just redo underneath the thing. And then, just have them, touch up the upholstery a little bit and throw something in there so you can charge your phone and listen to your music. And you can park it anywhere. Nobody's going to give a fuck because they're not going to know what's up. And the insurance will be lower, right? Well, I don't know when they say how much money you put into it, but whatever. I just think that is the way to go as opposed to, getting something new. I mean, I got 2 little kids, so I gotta get right now I'm actually in the market to get something because we had sort of a sporty SUV for my wife. And once you get the 2 car seats in there and it has like a real sort of short hatchback, and then all of a sudden it's annoying to me that it's like, we used to stick 5 kids in the back of a Chevette. We had 2 kids in the hatchback and then there was 3 of us sitting across.
Okay.
But there was no kid seats back then. There was no child seats.
Do you know what car they're coming out with that I'm really excited about? And I don't know. I don't know if this
new
car.
Bronco.
No, yes, but they have redone the Grand Wagoneer.
Oh, the Jeep.
Do you remember the Grand Wagoneer with the paneling and the big? That was a big. That's a car I could drive around in. If I bought an old Grand Wagoneer and had them trick it out, that's a fucking car I could get in.
What is stopping you?
Oh, Bill, I might get an old Grand Wagoneer, get it really done out, and that be my car. I would be happy when I was oh my God, I'm so excited right now. When I was 14 years old, this kid, I forget his name, he was the quarterback for our football team. He was a sophomore, and I was playing junior varsity. I was in like 7th or 6th grade, and I was playing on the JV team in high school because it was a private school. I know everyone was small. And he said to me, God, I wish I could remember this kid's name. He goes, hey, man, can you pull my car around? And I was like, yeah. He thought I was like 15. And I went out, and it was a Grand Wagoneer. It's the first car I ever drove. I was 14 years old. And I was like, I'm just like, the steering wheel's like this. And I never touched the gas. It moved so quickly. I put it in reverse, took my foot off the brake, and I went, and I went, oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Grand Wagoneer. I want a Grand Wagoneer. God.
I was actually going to say Grand Wagoneer when you guys started. That or El Camino, but I just kept my mouth shut. I should have said.
No.
You would have had him.
Oh.
66 El Camino. Because if you only want a 2-seater, if you want that like cool car, that's the way to ditch the back.
Ooh, what a good-looking car. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Oh, my God, Bill. What a good look. That's a fucking beast. Oh, these have got to be expensive as shit. Do you get navy blue or baby blue?
You know what's hot right now is vans. Vans are finally making a comeback because they got labeled, pedophile mobiles and all of that. And I remember when custom vans were in their heyday, sort of the end of the heyday. We went to our whole family went to the auto show. We used to go every year.
For real?
And we used to go to the boat show. We never bought anything. We would just go to all of this shit. So it showed up, and we showed up to the thing, and that was when they had all like the velour captain's chairs.
Yeah.
Right. And you could all spin around and like talk to each other and shit. And we would telling my dad, come on, Dad, you got to buy that van. You got to buy it. Then he goes, it'd be great. He got like all amped up about it and he never bought the thing. But even then, I know my parents that if we actually spun around to talk to each other, they would tell us not to do it. It's dangerous. They had there was like a governor on fun.
Yeah.
You know? Which ended up being like a good thing.
20 grand. A 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Oh, man.
I'm looking it up now.
In the 80s, they call it the Goldilocks era of SUVs. I was like the first.
What color do you like?
I mean, I kind of want white, but I feel like white looks like a mom's car. Navy blue would look pretty great. Navy blue with the wood panel.
Yeah, the Grand Wagoneer is so better than just the Wagoneer.
Yeah, Grand Wagoneer.
Dude, I'm looking at one in like a black or a gray. That's sweet. This person redid this one.
Yeah.
They took all the wood off the side. If you're into that, you can, if you're not into it, you can do that.
$24,000. And if you go in, Bill, and do what you said. So there are companies you say that like can really take
the whole hot rod scene started out here, dude. There's some of the best builders in the country are right out here in Los Angeles. You know, one of the guy who did my truck, he actually moved to Arizona. He got sick of the taxes and shit out here, but like he knows everybody out here. So if that's what you're looking to do, or he's just right in Arizona, so you could literally call him, tell him what you wanted, he'll go out and find it. He picks the whole thing up, and then he just goes, all right, I need this amount of money to get it started. And then he'll just send you pictures as it's going, and then you just know. Dude, you know what I almost bought a few years ago, which would have been so perfect right now? I've been giving my wife shit about it. In 2018, I was going to buy one of those GMC RVs, the one from Stripes. I was going to get that in the Palm Desert one, the lime green. I was going to get that, have a humidor in there and a little bar. I was still drinking at the time. And I was just going to hire a driver and just go on the road. And I was saying to my wife now, because it's scary to fly and all this shit right now. I was like, because the big thing that nixed it was where was I going to keep it?
Yeah.
That was the big problem. I can't just park that out in front of my friggin' house, be that person. The person with the RV next to the house and the tall grass around the wheels before they had weed whackers. That used to always happen. So, she nixed the idea, and I was saying, like, do you understand that I could have hopped in that thing right now, started a run in Bakersfield, and just done a big loop, gone all the way out to Utah, out to Grand Junction, Colorado, down to Santa Fe, and just loop my way all the way back, making money the whole way.
Yeah.
God damn it!
There's a guy, Chase Leopard. Do you know who he is?
But I love his name.
Yeah, he's a really
Leopard. That's his birth name.
Yeah, and I'm certain he's a massive fan of yours. He's a big fan of podcasts. He's like the ultimate like great dude to have in your corner because he loves podcasts and he loves comedy and he is really good with social media and he can grab content and he's really an amazing dude. An amazing guy. But what he did when the pandemic happened is bought a fucking RV, redid it, and just is now traveling all through the Northwest. And I follow him on social media, and it just looks so great. He's out in the middle of a field in nowhere, like big lake next to him, family with him. And he's like, and you just go, yeah, like, why? I mean, that's why I love being on a tour bus. We should pivot and talk about your tour. Are you taking a tour bus?
No, I'm flying to, oh shoot, I got to make a video to promote that. Fuck. I'm flying to Connecticut, and I'm doing this barn on a farm where they've been having live music and everything. It's a great gig. And, my agent went there, watched a band, and looked at the crowd to make sure that they were really doing their due diligence to make sure people weren't, being unsafe. So I'm there, and then I'm at that place in Jersey, whatever Kevin Hart just did, I'm doing that. And
is that the one Gaffigan did? Or I did it too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I will say this in your video, or for you people listening, check out the laws in Jersey before you go, because they're pretty strict with people not getting out of their cars. They were a little looser for me. They were really strict for Gaffigan. But if you have a pickup truck or an SUV or a van, make sure you bring whatever. They will not allow cars with big lifts in a lot of times. These are just rules that are really helpful for the fans going to the show. But it's great if you have a pickup truck, because they'll let you sit in the bed of your pickup truck, and then you can kind of tailgate there. But they're going to not let you go and hang around and walk around. But that's a fun fucking show. There's a lot, man. It's interesting to see how people are doing it. So those are the 2 shows you're doing on this tour?
Those are the 2 places where I'm going to be. I'm just sort of doing like a residency at both places, like doing 4 or 5 days at one, 4 or 5 days at the other.
You're doing the smaller venue in Jersey?
I don't know what they are.
Doing the Blue Grotto, but it's sold out.
Yeah, you're doing where they set up tables in an infield.
Yeah.
That's different.
I'm not doing drive-ins. I'm not doing the big rooms like you, Bert.
Hey, listen.
Oh, you're doing the smaller room.
No, I wish
Isn't it enough that you got my quarterback? You got to rub it in.
No. My point is, those are
playing Lake Winnipesaukee.
Those are great. I've heard Birbiglia did a run there. Kevin Hart did a run there. That's a great venue, and I think there's going to be more like that in the future.
No, and it's going to happen out here on the West Coast. And if I had my fucking RV, I could have driven to all of them.